Your stomach is currently staging a violent rebellion.
You ate the right yogurt and swallowed the right pills, yet you look 6 months pregnant with a food baby that actively hates you. It's not just discomfort, it's a full-scale atmospheric pressure system expanding inside your torso, threatening to pop buttons and ruin your entire day. You feel heavy, sluggish, and toxic, while the entire world screams that gut health is the secret key to eternal happiness.
But the solution is a chaotic nightmare. You walk down the pharmacy aisle, and it's an assault on the senses. 50 billion CFU. Spore-based.
It is like trying to hire a security team for a nightclub where you don't speak the language and the bouncers are microscopic.
One study says you need lactobacillus. Another says that same bacteria causes brain fog.
It is maddening.
We are told these expensive capsules are magic bullets, but nobody mentions that the gun might be pointed in the completely wrong direction. I decided to investigate the science behind the probiotic industry to find out if we are actually healing our guts, or just flushing money down the toilet.
Let's look at the evidence. You bought the bottle. You imagine these little guys marching down your throat like brave soldiers ready to liberate your intestines.
You swallow the capsule with a sip of water, feeling virtuous and healthy, waiting for the magic to happen.
But you forgot about the biological incinerator waiting just below your ribs. Welcome to the stomach. This isn't a cozy reception hall. It is a vat of hydrochloric acid designed to dissolve steak bones.
The pH level down there is somewhere between battery acid and industrial drain cleaner. Evolution designed this chamber specifically to kill foreign invaders, not to welcome them with open arms and snacks. Sending a probiotic capsule into your stomach is like throwing a snowball into a blast furnace. Let's look at what actually happens to those billions.
It is a massacre.
I dug into the survivability studies, and the results are absolutely terrifying for your wallet. The vast majority of those 50 billion live cultures are dead on arrival, fried to a crisp before they reach the small intestine.
You aren't swallowing a probiotic supplement. You are swallowing a microscopic graveyard of good intentions. You are paying premium prices for dead bacteria that can't do a single thing for your digestion.
So, how is this legal? The industry uses a clever little trick called input labeling to bypass the uncomfortable reality of biology.
They measure the bacteria count at the moment of manufacture, not at the moment of survival inside your hostile gut.
It is like a general claiming victory because he recruited 1 million soldiers, even though none of them survived the parachute drop.
The bottle tells you how many started the journey, not how many survived the acid bath. But wait, let's be generous for a second.
Suppose a few survive.
Let's say you bought the expensive, enteric-coated, triple-shielded capsules that actually sneak past the acid guard dogs.
They make it to the colon, the promised land, ready to set up shop and heal you. You think the battle is won, but the war has actually just begun against a much scarier enemy.
The locals don't like tourists, and they are armed.
The survivors have arrived.
A few million brave bacteria managed to dodge the acid bath and have finally reached the colon.
You imagine them unpacking their bags, setting up little bacterial tents, and starting a happy new family that will fix your digestion forever.
But they are walking into a geopolitical nightmare. Your gut is not an empty parking lot.
It is the most densely populated real estate on planet Earth.
There are trillions of bacteria down there already, and they are not looking for roommates.
They have spent decades fighting for every square inch of intestinal lining, building complex fortresses called biofilms. Sending a capsule of probiotics into a mature microbiome is like dropping a single paratrooper into the middle of a riot in Times Square.
This is where the marketing myth completely falls apart. The natives are hostile. I looked at a study published in the journal Cell, and the results were humiliating for the supplement industry.
The researchers found that in many people, the native gut bacteria formed a defensive shield that physically repelled the probiotics. The expensive bacteria you swallowed didn't colonize anything, they bounced off the walls and kept moving toward the exit.
Your own body treats these good guys like foreign invaders that need to be evicted immediately. This is the dirty secret known as transient colonization.
Scientific literature, including reviews in Genome Medicine, confirms that almost all swallowed probiotics are transient.
That means they are just tourists passing through town.
They might wave hello, maybe pick up a little trash on their way through the tunnel, but they never sign a lease.
You are renting these bacteria for a few hours, but paying a mortgage price for them. Think about the numbers. The numbers. You swallow a capsule with 50 billion CFUs. Sounds huge, right?
But your gut already hosts up to 100 trillion bacteria.
You are trying to change the demographic of a megacity by dropping off a busload of confused tourists.
It is statistically insignificant.
The Civil War is over before it began.
Your native bacteria have evolved with you since birth. They speak your immune system's language. These lab-grown strains, they are generic strangers grown in a vat of dairy or soy.
They don't know the layout, they don't have the passwords, and they get outcompeted for food instantly. So, where do they go?
They go straight into the toilet.
The aha moment is this. You aren't seeding a garden, you are just adding very expensive fertilizer to your poop. Studies show that once you stop taking the pill, the probiotic strains vanish from your stool within days.
They leave no trace, no legacy, and no long-term benefit.
We have been trying to force an ecosystem change with a drop in the ocean, while ignoring the only thing that actually controls the population.
Stop the invasion!
Your native bacteria aren't dead, they are just starving to death, because the modern diet is a wasteland. You don't need to airdrop confused strangers into a war zone, you need to send a massive supply drop to the loyal troops you already have.
The answer is tragically boring.
It isn't a shiny bottle with a holographic label.
It is a leek. It is a cold potato. It is a humble lentil. The magic bullet you are looking for is called fiber.
We call them prebiotics.
This is the fuel that turns your existing microbiome into an impenetrable fortress of health.
When you eat a variety of plants, you create a fermentation festival in your colon that heals inflammation and fuels your cells from the inside out. You don't need to buy expensive seeds for a concrete parking lot. You need to build better soil.
Let's simplify this case.
The verdict is clear.
Take that $50 you were going to spend on dead bacteria and buy a week's worth of colorful vegetables instead.
The supplement industry wants you to believe gut health is something you subscribe to, and your body knows it is something you grow.
Feed your friends, and they will fight for you forever. Case closed.